Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to talk about how to decode your child's behavior. Sometimes we hear our kids whining, crying, throwing a tantrum, and we think, or we right away immediately just label them and or we might say, stop behaving like this, why are you acting up, stop throwing yourself on the floor, stop crying, stop screaming, stop pushing, doing this. What we should instead do is just take a moment and listen and ask them. And if they have no words, a hug will do. Just tending to their needs, because usually it's either they're hungry, those that have no words, they can't tell us they're hungry, their diaper needs to be changed, they're sleepy, basically those three, and they might need you to hold them, hug them. Now if they have words, a little patience, you can just take a step back, get on their level, hug them and ask them, what is wrong, what's going on? Now if your child is whining, meaning complaining, usually kids who whine or complain, they're feeling powerless and like they can't cope with whatever they're going through. And sometimes they just need a chance to cry. Now kids who are bossy and controlling, we label them like that. Oh, she's bossy, or she likes to take over. Sometimes they worry and they act like that because they worry they won't get their needs met. That's a way of them saying, oh, I have to act like this, otherwise I'm not gonna get my mom or my dad's attention. Now, kids who like to compete with their siblings, their brother and sister, it's usually because they want to be seen. Let's say if you have 3 or more kids, the third one or the second one, usually they just want to be seen. So they always try to compete so that us parents can see them and notice them. Hey, I'm here too. You know, sometimes when we have a baby and then after so many years, we could get caught in just taking care of the youngest and not paying attention so much to the oldest, because let's face it, there's not that much energy left to go around, but there should be. We should set aside, okay, time to spend time with each of our kids individually and together. And sometimes kids who don't listen, they act like that because they feel like their desires or their needs are not being met, usually their desires. So if your child wants ice cream for dinner, for breakfast, lunch, I don't know, or a cookie, and you always say no, or they want you to buy them a certain toy or something and you're always saying no, they're not going to listen to you on other stuff because their desires are not being met. So have a balance, get something. Let's say you can get 2 options. You can get, let's say with food, you can say, well, if you eat, let's say your greens, your pasta, your chicken today, later you get ice cream, or later we can go to the store and get something. Kids don't understand that we want them to eat healthy. Kids don't understand that there's boundaries. But we have to make sure we enforce them in a way that it's not going to make them feel less. We have to enforce them in a way that it's like as if we're giving them an option. Okay, option A, option B. They both have to be healthy, but you want them to feel in control as well, and like they're getting to choose. So it's okay to have a candy, have ice cream, to have chocolate once in a while. That's okay, all right? Or soda. Although I don't let my kids have soda, because we don't drink soda unless we go to a party. I might drink soda, but my kids still don't. My oldest is 9. So it's not healthy, really. Now, kids who rebel, they just need a chance to feel competent and powerful. And this happens with, as soon as kids hit 10 and above, okay? 10 years old, 11, 12, and the peer pressure at school with their besties, the peer pressure at the park or on social media, if your kids are on social media, they just feel like they have to tell somebody that they're capable of something, that they have to feel like they're powerful. Oh, I can draw. Oh, I can play the piano. Oh, I can sing. Or, oh, I can, I don't know, something that they feel like, whoa, you know, I'm somebody. So if they rebel against you, if they act rebellious, it's not always that they're doing something wrong. They just want to feel like they are somebody. And we have to make sure we tell them that they are somebody. Because at school and on the bus and on the street, there will be bullies. We're going to tell them otherwise. They're going to tell them that they don't matter, or that they look ugly, fat, skinny, poor, this and that. They're always going to be those bullies. But at home, we have to make sure that we fill their mind and their heart with, you're good enough, you're smart, you're wise, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, you're handsome, you matter. We have to say that every day, not just once a day, once a week, at least 10 times a day, at least, until it's engraved in their head and their heart that they matter, and that they don't need to hear that who they are in the street. They need to hear it from us, parents. We have to do that at home. We have to tell them, you matter, you're worthy, you're worthy, you're good enough, so that the street voices go down, 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 and they grow up not listening to them, but listening to you and your spouse. Now, kids who are defiant, or who act like that, usually it's kids who they don't feel connection with you as a parent. So you need to go back to whatever past experience, incident, or whatever made them feel like they have no connection with you. And I know life in America is busy. You have to work, your husband has to work, maybe your teenagers have to work. There's no time to sit down and have like a family talk or connect with your children. That's what we think, and it might be true, but we have to prioritize. Now that they are tiny, that they're little, now that there's still time, because once they find a boyfriend or girlfriend, they get married, they leave the house, they're not gonna want us, they're not gonna need us, although we will always be there and should. There comes a time in their life where they think, especially when they're teenagers, they think that they know everything. They think that they don't need their parents' help, where in fact they need our help the most. So build that connection. Say sorry if you have to. It's okay. Mommy, daddy, you have to say sorry to build that connection with your child. If you have a boy, go do things that boys like to do. If you have a girl, go do things that girls like to do. Go get your nails done. Go for ice cream. Go for a drink at Dunkin' or whatever. Go have a nice meal. Go get a massage. Go shopping. Girls like that. Spend time. Watch a movie. It doesn't matter what we do as long as we form a connection. It's never too late to say sorry and form a connection with your child, with your children, especially if you have teenagers. When I make a mistake, as much as sometimes I'm just like, I know I'm right. I know I'm right. I don't want to say sorry. I don't want to say sorry because My kids misbehaved or said something, they talked back they shouldn't said, they disrespected me. I'm always the one who initiates sorry. Why? Because we are setting an example. Your child's brain, it's not developed fully until they hit 25, scientifically speaking, psychologically speaking, both. The brain of a human being is not developed fully until they're 25, okay? So, your child is not going to understand you fully. If you have boundaries, if you say, oh, you can't do that, oh, you can't go there, you can't talk like that, you can't dress like that. We have to model. We have to model. They look up to us. We have to say sorry, because then you're teaching them to say sorry, be responsible for their actions, for their words. Trust me, the kid's best teacher is you at home. I don't expect my daughter's teacher to teach her how to treat me or other people. Nope, that's my job. I do that at home. I want to make sure my kids look at me and say that I was a good example. I'm not perfect. Nobody is. But we try. So I hope that decoding these behaviors will help you to treat and approach your child, your children in a different way, other than labeling them difficult, rebel, controlling, bossy, bully. None of these labels. And I've said it, it has slipped out of my mouth a lot of times, but then I go back and I say, no, I'm sorry, you're not a bad listener, or I'm sorry I said you don't ever listen. I will say that because I don't want to label my child. Labeling somebody as something just because they behave a certain way, especially children, is hurtful. It scars them. It haunts you till you are an adult, older. I hope this helps you approach them in a way that they see that they matter, in a way that they see themselves precious and valuable and worthy, and not somebody who has a label, has a name, just because of the way they behave. First of all, I apologize for my voice. I have bad allergies. My voice is really itchy, scratchy. So I apologize for that now. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you have other ideas or ways that you could decode your child's behavior.